Come on, Blade, get your brain together. We've got to do something now. Is it going to go live? Is it not going to go live? Oh, waiting for broadcast to be published. What on earth is that about? I'm live. Cool. Hi. Hi, live. Ah, dear. Welcome to Amberskies. My name's Blades, and yes, we're still messing around with MMOs and Qt and stuff like that, because that's what I like to do. As you can see by what's on the screen. Yeah, I very much like to do that kind of thing. I just need to check that this is available for all people. Woo! Pretty noises. No, not that. Oh, not that either. Sorry. Yay! Yeah, it's available to all. Radio. Okay. You can see I had that prepared, can't you? Dope. Okay, what do we got here? Yeah, something that I don't really talk about on stream. And that is line 41. Keyboard input. Why don't I talk about that very often? Because very often, keyboard input is, well, operating system specific. But hold on a minute, we're using Qt. Ah, that means it now isn't. And this is the first chance I've ever had to sit down and do it in a non-operating system environment. So I thought, stuff it, I'll do it, because I don't normally. Yeah, put that down. How am I going to do it? Oh, that's a good question. First of all, let me just chuck something in chat. Sign into chat. Why do I need to sign into chat again? This is silly. Alt key. Alright. Okay, got it. Welcome. Yeah, okay. Say something. Alright, I'll try. The keyboard's right over there. Let's do all. Oh, yeah. I mean, we're using Amberskies, so I better say hello from me. There you go. That's a hello from me, and now my screen's in the wrong place. So where should my screen be? Yay! That worked. And it's up on screen. Good, now I can measure out where I can go to with here. Yeah, that looks about alright. Just bring that corner in there. Oof, that's a big corner. Righty. Things are starting to look good. I think I'm set up. So keyboard input required. Yeah. Just drop you because there's something in the background. And let's have a look. Yeah, that's not going to miss anything. So there we go. We've got some usability here. Oh, I should have just clicked on that one. Doesn't matter actually. Let's have a look. A quick look. Qt 3D development. Okay. Yeah, this will do it. source code. There you go. Here we go. Let's pop that into the middle of the screen. Input. This has been around for a while. See if I like this one. Yeah, I do. I like this one. Right, I'll tell you why I like it. But first of all, I need to explain it in a simpler fashion than what it is on there. If I throw this away, and I throw that away, and I throw this over here, oh god, I'm really well prepared for all of this kind of stuff. Where's a pen? Oh, I've got a pen. With a bit of luck then, I might be able to show you. Input is operating system specified. Okay, so you've got a keyboard and a mouse. We're going to use both. Ooh, that's a 6, a mouse. So our operating system has control over these things. What we need to do is pipe them in to Qt, which it does for us. I'll prove that to you in a second. Okay, and from Qt we can use events because it's an event-driven system. Okay, and then we can place that event into an input capture. Just a way of recording what happens with the keyboard or the mouse. So we capture the input. What we then do is storage. I call it a bucket because it's like a bucket. It just throws in what's happened and throws out what's not needed. Yeah. So the into this is the input capture. There is an out. And that is just bin. What is not? Or no? Yeah. Okay. No longer required. In other words, out of date. That storage bucket. Sorry, right, so you got these two parts. So that is only accessible by one class. Yeah, one class. That can be accessed from anywhere. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that we are going to capture through one class all of the events that happen on the keyboard and the mouse. Once they are captured and thrown in the bucket, or what's in the bucket at any one time can be accessed from anywhere within our program. Now, wouldn't that be an amazing system if it ever existed? Well, it does. Because of the event system, Qt has given us an event system. And we're going to use it. And we're going to use it in conjunction with C++, which allows us to do only accessible by one class. And it also allows us to do can be accessed from anywhere. And that's where this function comes in. How does it do it? Well, let's go and have a look. It does it. What I was looking for when I was looking down it was line 44 here, which is friend class. Which means that the friend class is the only one that is allowed to access all of this stuff in here. The state updating, really. State checking, because it's private. So only the friend class can access the private members. And we can specify what class. It can be any class we want. In actual fact, for us, it's going to be our 3D window. So yeah, window 3D. That's you. Why choose there? I'll show you in a minute. But anything in public, state checking, like you want to check if a button's pressed, released, triggered, button state, up or down, key release and key pressed, key triggered, and key state. So you can check all of these kind of things. What's input state? Does it tell us here or what? No, it doesn't. Oh yeah, it does. Input state. Here we go. Invalid, registered, unregistered, triggered, pressed, or released. So we can actually get those back, those input states. Well, it doesn't say enum on it. Never mind. But there we go. It will give us a number back. That's just an int input state. Because we can have this private area, it means that we can hide from everybody else all of this stuff and declare to C++ that only this class can use it. So we can now register a key press and release, register a mouse press, register a mouse release, and a reset. Where is the mouse? Location. There. Mouse position. Q point. Do we have to set it ourselves? No. Q point is one of those weirdo thingies. I want to just check that. It's just the mouse position and mouse delta. That's a change. I think it's doing it itself on the mouse events. So if we have a button pressed or a button released, it should store the mouse pointer at the same time, the position. It should. So go back up to core. Input CPP, where all the magic happens. So, helper structs. Yeah, just a template. Don't worry about it. Instance types. Key and mouse. Button. Container types. We have a key container and a button container. That's your bucket. Your globals, instances, positions, and delta. Alright, so yeah, it is doing it globally. That's fine. Is this protected? I've got globals here and I haven't protected it. Oh well. Static helper functions. A few statics go in here for doing a couple of things. For the containers, mainly. Pair. Inline update states is a pair. Check release. Update container, yeah. Instances, remove all data. Update existing data. So there's your erasing and there's your updating. Input implementation, here we go. So key point return current mouse position. It does it for us. How are you getting the SG mouse delta? That's a global, so it could be anywhere. Update mouse details, here we go. It's here. SG mouse delta equals, yeah, that's okay. So that's in the update. Update key values. So every time we go through this, we have to do an input update. And then we can register key presses and key releases, but that's going to be done on an event system. So our updates might get slightly misaligned, but we're not going to miss any key presses this way. And there's an input reset. Yeah, that works fine because that means that the mouse pointer is being held on the update. Good, that's what I want you to know. So what we're going to do with all of this, I'm going to copy it as is. I want these two files. Alright, and I'll do that. There we go, we've got a copy of it. Yeah, pop that into research. Move here, thank you. Have research now, thank you. Actions, extract, here we go. Extract archive to here. Which one is it? Oh, Qt 3D Development Master, okay. Move to waste bin. Into here we've got all of the different things, Demons Run, all the different assets, and oh, assets. Mesh, ooh, MP3, did I do any? Test music, oh god, that's going to be fun. Ooh. Don't think I ever included it actually in the game. Player, okay. Mesh. Yeah, okay. Game over text, start text, yeah, could use that. Map. Grass, oh nice. 30 by 30 object, base tile. Vertex ball. I actually don't know what that is. No memory of that whatsoever. There you go. That's fantastic. So I was looking in the big snake, I was looking in the source core. Okay, so input. I'm just going to drop those two files. These two files, where we're going to drop them. We'll copy them to Amberskies. Oh god. Oh, for now I'll put them in here. Extras. It doesn't really seem to fit anywhere else. It's not part of the 3D API. Nothing to do with this lot. Nothing to do with that lot, so it's just extras. Add extras to places. No. Where's my paste? Paste to items. There you go. I'll just pop them in here. Now, this is where the fun starts, because what we have to do is put input.h equal to something completely different. Great. So I'm just going to hold that. Actually, I don't need to now, do I? We can close that. Don't need you anymore. Cancel. No, let's get rid of this lot. Okay, hello to you too, whoever you were. Yes, I do a lot of research. I watch a lot of videos. Yes, that's how I know how to do these things. Isn't that amazing? I have to get the information from somewhere. And sometimes somewhere is not the obvious place. So let's get code back up. So now we have in our extras these two. Better put them in the Pro as well. So they're not really part of this. And they shouldn't be here. But I'm going to have to use them from here. This is where using a library may just start breaking down. And we have to put all of this into client. That's not easy. That's not easy. So C++ has this horrible idea of messing me about where to put things. So at the moment, I don't really care. So after entities, we'll put this. All right, we'll pop it in here. So it's Amber 3D. It's extras. Nothing to do with 3D. And it's input. .h. Space. Next line. Which mouse do I want? Not that one. Hi, it's VSC. Stable, it's VSC. Visual Studio Code. Yeah, yeah, on Linux. Yeah, Visual Studio Code on Linux. Isn't that great? That belongs to that monitor, so I'll put it over here. Thank you, Sable. Yeah, you spotted it quite right. Visual Studio Code is available on Linux, Windows, and Mac, and that's why I'm using it, and that's the only reason I'm using it. Otherwise, I wouldn't. Yeah. The IntelliSense on here infuriates me. Absolutely infuriates me. So if I get mad at the IntelliSense, it's Microsoft's fault, not yours. So entities bottom. Oh, that went in well. We did that really well. Great paste. And we'll take it back a bit, thank you. So that's a VCC. I'm using a .pro. The .pro, if you're interested, is from Qt. We made this file in Qt Creator, and it kindly made it for us, and we're just extending it as we go along. Well, I do use Qt for going back and checking that I'm doing everything in the correct C++ 17 way. Qt Creator will tell me if I'm not. It's a sanity check that I use. I would love to have done all of this in Qt Creator, which again you can use on Windows, Mac, and Linux, and I was going to, but look what happens. Just look what happens. This is what you can see now. Can you spot the problem already? Come on, give me a last session, you little... Alright, it doesn't want to give me a last session for some reason. Session 2. Ah, there it is. Thank you. So yeah, you can read this. Probably if I... Oh god, what have you done? No, go back to edit. Go away. So if I zoom this out to about 230, you can see it. But there's a big problem. You can't see what's going on down this left-hand side here. You can't see the structure of what I'm doing. Whereas here, you can. So I can't use it. Crazy now. Basically, I'm using a 4K monitor. So that is normal. That's how I see things. Yeah. Not good, huh? So yeah, I can enlarge this part and make it give you all the code, but you have, unless I tell you what the code is for and where it is, yeah. On here it's easy. It tells you that's Amber SL Pro. It's highlighted. I'm in Amber SL Pro. It's very easy for the person who's watching to see. There's my explanation for using this piece of rubbish software that's been given to us. Thank you. And thank you, Microsoft, for giving it freely, because I certainly wouldn't pay for it. There we go. So any slowdowns that we have is usually due to me waiting for IntelliSense to catch up. On input H, we now have this problem of what to do with this friend class on line 44. Ah! What are we going to do with the friend class on line 44, huh? It's going to be simple. We're not. We should. We are. We're not. We are. I am. I'm going to namespace it. No, I'm not. It doesn't belong here. Alright, so if I look, where is our Windows output input at the moment? Well, that's easy. And you're thinking, hold on a minute. What do you mean that's easy? Well, we've already got Windows input. Look, 0 there. I can change that to anything I want. How's that being done? Not being done by us. We have no control over that. That, folks, is being done by this window. Or, well, actually this widget here. Yeah, that's where I'm up to. Stuttering, turning. Yes, great. Yeah, textured. Yeah, fine. It's an entity. It'll do. Now, what do you mean we've already got it? We have already got it. We already have input, but it's being given to our UI by main. There we go. By that line there, Q application. Q application, we make one called main loop, and when we run the main loop, I actually return main loop.exec, but that's just an abbreviation for running it until it ends. There, well, what can I say? That allows us to use our test window. Oh, our test window, where's that? I think it was under test. Yeah, it's down here under test. I've reversed everything so that I can find things better. So our test window here is coming from Q main window. Q main window is accessing the operating system through that Q application. Well, Q application is sending to Q main window mouse and keyboard already. It's doing this automatically for us so that we don't need to do it ourselves. But I need to be able to control a camera. Q application ain't going to do that for us automatically. It can't just guess, oh, wait a minute, he's made a camera somewhere in a library over there, which has got nothing to do with what we're doing. I think I better give it the input from the operating system. No, it's not going to do that. That'd be absolutely stupid and bordering on magic. So that would not be allowed. So we have to do it ourselves. So we write ourselves an input with public. We allow registering of key presses and button presses. We work out the mouse positions and deltas. We're allowed to access those. In private, the bit where our friend class is going to go, which is going to be test window 3D. Is that what we actually called it? We did. Test window 3D. So, no, H. There you go. That's all we need to put in there. There's no include of a window. So hold on, we can't use this. If I try and put this into the header file of testwindow3d.h, it won't work. Why? Everything's static. It's written C style. And in C, you don't put your header files into header files. Put your header files into your compilation file. So yeah, we do include it, but we now include it here. As you can see, they have done the same with the UI test window.h. Naughty, naughty, naughty. Am I in the right file? Yes, I am. So I can now hash include, and it will allow me to access those private members, of course. Amber 3D, yes please. Yeah, we'll take the API, no, extras. Input.h. Okay. Input.h has to go in here. No way, no, sorry, at no time put it in testwindow.h. Ever put it inside there. You think, oh, but it still works exactly the same. No, it doesn't. This is a compilation unit. That isn't. Things can go a bit weird. It needs to be able to see that line there directly. Oh, now we've got another problem. Yeah. Events. Okay, and I've just shut everything down, didn't I? Because I was an idiot. Yes, Blades has done it again. And I've got to type it all in again. Oh, dearie me. Alright, can't. Is there a second one come up? I bet there's a second one come up. I've got two, yeah, I've got 2-tier safeties on this. Because I'm accessing the outside web. Go back to where we were. My GitHub code. Yeah, game development. We'll keep using the snake. And we're looking now for Window 3D. Game rules, game world, physics, rendering. Might be in there. Yay! So Windows 3D, let's have a look at the header file first. Can I blow this up? Does that do anything? Seems to have made, no. Yeah, it does seem to make it a bit bigger, so that's good. It's this top bit I want to look at it. Entity camera. Transform. There we go. Hash include mouse event, hash include key event. Those two lines. Copy. We have to put those into here. There we go, mouse event and key event now goes into our test window. Remember, this is just a test window. This is nothing more. This is just something that I'm throwing together so that we can test out all the different types of functions that we are making. That's okay there. So back over here. Come back up, because we have to go over to it now. Rendering. Window 3D. Anything else in here? Input, yeah, see, source core input goes into the include on here, not on the header file. What we have now is a set of functions. Actually, I should have taken them from in there, but never mind. Here we go. Inherited protected events. So it starts here. No, I can't do it that way. So all of these, that's key, let's see, input, colon, colon, register, mouse release, event, button, blah, blah. That's a Qt mouse event. Okay. Alright, and then we get to my notes, which we might have to look at. So I'm just going to copy that lot, and I'm just going to pop them down here. That's private slots. Or protected above private. We don't have a protected. Okay. Fantastic. So I'm going to put them here. There you go. Inherited protected events. We are taking in the following. I don't know why I just did that. There you go. V. Mouse press event. Qt mouse event. Event. Input. Register mouse press. Event. Button. In other words, which button. So that tells which button has just been pressed. Next. We have mouse release event. And it's again mouse event star event. Input registered mouse release. And event button. Of course, which button has been released. Okay, what's... Oh, yes. Yeah, that's fine. I haven't got round to actually doing them yet. Key press event. One of the most important ones is a Qt event star... Sorry, it's a Qt key event. And we take in the pointer to the event as usual. The event is auto-repeat, event ignored. That just tells Qt that we don't care about it. You continue to deal with it in your own pretty way. Else, we want to deal with it, and we register the key press as a key press. We don't register auto repeats. If you want to detect for auto repeats, you can do so by asking the input system whether the key is pressed. There you go. And if it is, well, there you go. You've got auto repeat if you want to continue using it. If you don't want auto repeat, you only check for it being pressed initially. After that, you don't care about it. Key release, obviously. Exactly the same. Is auto repeat. Can that happen on a key release? Yes, it can. It can by accident, as a byproduct of, how can you put it, latency. You could have two events coming through for auto release. Sorry, key release, not auto release, key release. And it will create an auto repeat. So we check for it and ignore. Else, just a key impress. What it gets us away from is somebody who is using a mod or something where they are pressing a key 1,000 times per second to try and cheat within a game. That stops it. It'll detect it as an auto repeat. Private slots. On menu button. Right, yeah, that's our stuff. That's all we're taking. Mouse press, mouse release, key press, key release. That's all we need. Okay, in here, we are going to need that, aren't we? I forgot to get it. What's below there? Oh yeah, those notes. I do want to look at them. Rendering. Here we go. Public, protected, inherited from Q window. There we go. And it's all overrides. All of these are overrides. You saw Q window was already doing it for us on that table, but that was automatic because it was part of the Qt system. Whereas we're going outside the Qt system now. We're going to a camera which isn't Qt made, and we're using these inherited from the Q window. So copy that lot. Just pop down here. Yeah, I'll have it above private, don't I? Put it here. There we go. And that sets our keyboard up. But this now means in our main loop we have to do this. We can't just say, oh, we're handling the events. Oh yeah, we're storing things. But what are we actually doing with it? Absolutely nothing. So back in here, I don't need that anymore. Back in here, we have private slots. Do we have some kind of loop going? Private slots, yeah. Just at the end of private slots, we've got some loops going. Loop and FPS. Okay, that's good. End of private slots. X1, F2, blah blah blah. These are all button presses. What did I do with them? Yeah. I put them up here. If I put them up here, why the hell did I put them here? Interesting. They are supposed to be at the end of the slots. Okay. You two are coming with me. You've been very, very naughty functions. You can get out of there for starters. That's better. That makes more sense. So at the end of our private slots... Oh god, do we put the F2 buttons in there? Oh, before F2 buttons, okay. Here. And we can do some pasting. And now they're in the right place. And I'm going to mark them as loops. There we go. So I find them easier next time. Right. The FPS one we're going to obviously not touch, but this one we do need to touch. This is our game loop. This is the one that makes everything update. So our updater on a regular basis, I think every 10 milliseconds or so, depending on what the loop delay is. 10 milliseconds, yeah, good guess. Righty, what do we have to do? Basically update, and that's it. I think that's the only thing we need to do is just the update, run the update for input. I think so. But I do have notes. I always leave myself notes lying around for this, because I know I'm going to need them later. And I usually leave them at the bottom of the window file. Stop the timer, input update, Camera transformation. Alright, this is the actual camera part that I want. Wow. That's going to be handy. And the key presses are here. Alright, this is going to be more useful than I thought. And there you go, time start 10. So yeah, it's within that loop. Time start. That's the only bit we need. Yeah, okay. That's it. That's all we need for our main window. That will ensure that our main window keeps our bucket full of keyboard inputs and mouse inputs up to date. And that's all we're going to ask of it. And that's that. That nearly worked. So now I've also got some interesting bits and pieces here for how to handle the camera. That's good. Let's see if we can go and do that. May as well whilst we're here. So we've now got our keyboard input set up and filling up with input. Now, okay, I'll do a test. Because this is really a good place to do a test, I think. Yeah, do we have Qt debug in here? No. Do we have Qt debug in here? No. Alright, we'll include it. For now. Well, it's a test window, we should have it in here anyway. By all rights, I guess. There we go, a lot easier to spot now. So, input update. Let's do an if. Let's check the right button on a mouse. Test for right mouse button press. So if input, and you can see it's coming up, button pressed, yeah, that'll do. Open brackets, it's a Qt mouse button, so Qt right button will do, I suppose. There it is, right button. We've got that. Then Q D. I'll do it the other way. Q debug. And I'll just put right mouse button pressed. That's all. That's all I'm going to do. Can we run that? No. That hasn't been compiled, has it? My last chance to put... I don't think it's worth putting any namespaces extra on there. We should do, really. We should at least make it Amber 3D to tell me where it is. I'll think about that off stream, and I'll probably put Amber 3D in front of it, : : Just to remind me of that, I've actually placed it in Amber 3D at the moment, and that's a bad place to put it. Yeah. Right, let's get to some of this. So, run build task, Amber 3D. Camera, input CPP, fantastic. We should be able to run now. I haven't got my telephone in here. Right, the terminal's up. Let me just go outside the screen here somewhere. There you go. Look how many times it realised I pressed it. Yeah, click. And it accepts it a lot of the times, and that's where the is repeated function starts. But it actually gets it better on this, because the last one is the one that's recorded. Or, well, yeah, the one that's actually left recorded in the bucket. It just overwrites, I believe. So yeah, we've got access to this without having to have a widget, a Q widget, available to us to allow it to happen. We've now taken control of the input. That's important. I don't really need it. What's that? I've got a putty cat in stress. Okay, let's go and sort the putty cat out. So we're going to have some music, I guess. Have we got any on speed dial? We do. That looks all right. How's that coming across on? Yeah, that's okay. I better turn my microphone off though. Sorry, my sound off. Right, now you got it pure. Okay, without the echoes going through my microphone. So I will be right back. Just got to see to a cat. I do apologise, but my cats are important to me right now. Be right back. Snotty. Ooh, heavy beats, heavy. Give me those heavy beats, man. Thank you for that. I'm not sure that was appreciated by anybody, but hey ho, it was just something to pass the time. Right, so we know we've got our input working. I already know that this code works perfectly because I used it years and years ago, and it was A nice bit of code. I can't remember where I got it from though. I don't think that I wrote it because it's in C style. And I don't usually write in C style unless I have to. Although I am starting to relearn C again. I've left it alone for over 40 years now, is it? Yeah. Yeah. 25 years ago was the last time I did C programming. 25 years? Yeah, 25 years. Wow. Test window, go away. You've done your job. Your bit of the bargain has been done. Now I want to go to this camera. And in here, we now include, guess what? Again, don't put it into your H file. Just like these H files that I'm making for maths, these here, they're all H files. Don't be tempted to put something like that into your header file, because it won't work. If you look at all of these, they are static. They just won't work. They are replacing nothing inside your header file. They need to be compiled so they can replace things in your compilation unit. So go back to the compilation unit for CPP, and we can include our newfangled Amber 3D. Thank you. Why did I put those brackets there? I'm not sure. It's not referencing the library, it's referencing itself. So it's got two fingers now going, 3D. Yay, here we go. Extras, yes please. And input.h, I didn't know. There we go, we've now got input. We now have everything that is required for input. We've got all the commands available to us. Ooh. Keyboard input required. Let's do keyboard input then. Let's try that. Okay. So what I'm looking for is a line that says if input key pressed. Yeah, key pressed. Yeah, that's the one. Qt, because Qt has all the keys. Qt key. Is this allowing me to have it? It's not looking like it, is it? I can't remember where they are. No, that's because I've done it wrong. Qt colon. So I'm referencing that stuff that you can see on the right hand side, which I can't see because it's behind a monitor. Yeah. Fun. Qt, yeah, that's worked. So I can now choose a key. That's K-E-Y. And I can choose an underscore and a capital W. Like that. Is that correct? Look around the corner. Is that what it says over there? Yeah, I think that's right. Okay. We don't have a matrix. Alright, let's just do the following. Actually, no, I'll do that. Oh, for God's sake. Editors. There we go. So we've got W, S, A. Well, W is, yeah, A, that's negative. W is negative. Oh, Is it? Ah, yeah. Never mind. Just thought something. Localization. Key D. Right. W, S, A, and D. So that's forwards, backwards, left strafe, right strafe. That's what I'm aiming for. So forward, 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 yeah, backward. A, I want left strafe, and D, I want right strafe. Now this is quite weird because now I have a double problem that I'm not programming inside my main test area. I'm programming here. So once this is completed and compiled, will it be picked up in the main area? No, I need to force a recompile. So that you've also got to understand that as well. If you are doing something like this, where you are programming straight into a static library, which is inadvisable, by the way, because it's very hard to test if you do, you have to force test. So you have to re-force the full compilation of your test. Otherwise, it won't pick it up. It'll just think it's fully compiled because that's what these stupid systems do these days. Doing staged compilation to make things quicker for you. Well, it doesn't help you. It can hinder you. Right, so what we're going to do here, if the W key is pressed, we are going to go forwards at some kind of speed. Now that will help us there. We could ask for the speed. Okay. We will take a float. Speed. Velocity, speed. No, velocity's got 3 dimensions to it, which is what we should really have. Looking for a velocity, and I'm giving it a speed. Oh, is this going to cock things up? Never mind. It'll give you the basics, though. Camera.h. Move camera. Float speed. Thank you. So increase position. Increase rotation. Excellent. So we have increased position already available to us. Left and right strafe. Forwards and backwards. Okay, yeah, I can memorize it. Well, I understand that. So, what I'm going to do here is increase position. And we are going to increase the position forward is minus Z. So that's 0.0 float comma 0.0 float comma minus speed. Okay. And backward is the opposite. So that would be that. Into the screen is in the minus Z direction. The positive Z comes out of the screen and straight into your eyes. Isn't that nice of it? On this one I want X. So left will be this one anyway. Don't need to. Already got it. V. And that's comma 0.0f, comma 0.0f. There we go. It's just the X direction. And the next one is the positive direction. All of this code, by the way, is on GitHub, except for the bit that I'm doing now. Obviously. It can't be on GitHub because I haven't done it yet. That's it. That's all I'm going to do at this point in time. And that should test it out. What speed are we going to give this? And where are we going to move the camera? I've got a horrible feeling I've put move camera in here. It's still inside the library. I have. Haven't. Oh no, I can't put it in here. No. Did I actually place it back out of here on platform? No, I couldn't put it there, could I? I can. I can put it anywhere I want. Where would it be accessible from? Where's the camera? It's in Core 3. It's in here. There's the camera. Game logic. That's your update there. So I didn't put it in because I hadn't decided. Currently, because this is where our camera is being held or made, we will put that, I'm guessing it's an arrow to a camera. We would move camera. And we would choose a speed of 1/60th of 3 meters. No idea. 0.03 F. Guess. Oops. F. Guess. So that will move the camera every time it goes through, or it will set the camera position to a different, well, it'll move the camera and set its new position just before we render it. That's better. That's the best way of doing it, I think. At this point in time, anyway. That is in function keys. That will update camera. This might work. Don't like it. I'm gonna force. I'll show you how to do this force thing, you know. So let's switch you lot off. I don't need to force Amber 3D SL. It'll know what it needs to do. So run build task. We'll see if we need to force it anyway. So there we go. It's just updated the camera and renderer. God knows why. Oh right, must have done something stupid there. Never mind. I'm going to try it just with run build task. BG Dev. I want to see if it gives us everything or not. Yeah, it has. It's reset itself. Right, it's forced. It's detected that the Amber 3D the static library has changed and decided to force a full. Redo on that lot, which was interesting. WASD. Got it here. Hello, you. We have F3, please. Right. I went right, the world went left. That's correct. I go left. the world goes right. That's correct. I go backwards, things go away from me. I go forwards, things go away from me, come towards me. So yeah, and you will notice because of the efficiency of our, I can do diagonals because of the efficiency of the input. That is amazing. I'd forgotten it could do that. That is really good input, if that is stuttering as it turns. Yeah, that's okay. Good guess at 0.03, but hey ho, experience shows. That's movement. Well, movement as far as I'm going to put it at this point, because as soon as I try and do the mouse, it gets complicated. And this doesn't really want to be complicated right now, because I've only just got it working. Yeah. So what have I been doing this last weekend? Well, obviously, I've been introducing entities. Let's have a look at the resulting code now. It will be source core key 3. So the resulting code, let's get that up on screen. Let's have a better look at this now. So what kind of modifications have we got now? We have now got our function. It's all basically in the initialize. Not much else happens. It's just the way I initialize things to run the extra things that we now have. So got a shader somewhere. There. That there. I really don't like it being there now. Yeah, I really do hate it being in the header now. But it's because I didn't want these in the header. This is all, it's going to get disappeared anyway. Well, it's going to disappear anyway, and it's got that reference there to load or set the shader for the loader is going to disappear because the loader will do it itself eventually. So we've got our test vertices. We've got no colours. I had to put that in because I needed to make sure that at some time I can flick between the two. I haven't tested that through yet, but I think I can flick between the two. Even with the code I've got, I just don't know if I set that to 0 and I put colours in, will it flick to colours? Questions, questions, questions. Too many. So I didn't think about it. I also didn't make these into vector 3Ds, which doesn't really matter at this point. It will matter when I come to reading it off out of an OBJ file. Well, that's totally different ideas. Right, so the model. Our raw model, M model is a raw model, is the result of whatever we load to our VAO, our vertex array attribute object, which is held on our graphics card. All this information is sent in here and gets loaded onto the graphics card. So we've got our indices, our vertices, our colours and our texture coords. The size off bit is because I am not sending through an array. I am not sending that as an array. I am just sending the address. Indices is the address. Indices something else is the array. I think it's just brackets, I can't remember now. Would it be indices 6? I'm not even sure if that's allowed. I don't really care because I've never done it and I never want to do it. I wouldn't like to. So all I do is send the start address and the number of indices. Okay. So that is actually the number of indices, is that calculation there. Size of indices divided by the size of a uint for indices. Lovely. So it goes in there and we get ourselves our raw model. Our raw model, well, I wanted to texture it. So I grabbed a texture, which is a new texture, and it says, really, mloader, which is the same place, by the way, if you might notice, GFX loader. GFX loader, load texture. Did I show that to you? I know. Anyway, can do whilst we're here. Number 3D. API. Loaders. And the load texture is blindingly difficult to write in Qt. There we go. Load texture, we give it a file name. I called it thingy, I think, for this. Just call it thing. We equals a new OpenGL texture from a Q image, setting the resource, textures, file name, PNG, which is in this resources, textures, thing, PNG. So we send thing through as our file name. I then set minification, magnification. So the further it goes away from you, that will happen. We have linear minification, which means it takes up less pixels instead of trying to take up the same amount of pixels. It saves space on your screen, lowers the drawing cost. Magnification gets closer to you, gets bigger, takes up more pixels, so it will cost more, and that will do it for us. Those are OpenGL functions which are set in stone on your graphics card. Literally, set in silicon. Is silicon a stone? I suppose it is. Yes, it's set in stone. Then we push back the texture so we can delete it later. And of course, we delete it later. If I look up here, VBOs, indexes, textures. There we go. Destroy. Lovely. Fantastic. So where were we? What were we looking at? Oh yes, I remember now. Oh. So we've got to our texture and thing. You see, there it is. Our thing gets loaded. I don't even know what it's supposed to be. It was just something I scribbled using GIMP, I think, and then saved out as an RGB alpha. Yeah, I did. I've also changed something else which I looked at and thought no longer makes sense. And that was on my test screen. Yeah. I changed a value to try and speed things up because I was looking at problems. No, it's not there. It's in the OpenGL platform. Right at the top. Depth buffer size 32. I put it to 32 bits. Why did I change it from 64 to 32 bits? It's because I remembered that OpenGL is 32 bits, not 64. So I thought, okay, we're only using 30. Yeah, if we were using double buffering, then yeah, 64, yeah, it could have worked out, but 32 bits makes more sense. I got 32 bits there, so why not use 32 bits? OpenGL is 32 bits, so stuff this through. Bunch of roses. Right, being sidetracked. The textured entity, right? So we get our texture, and we combine it with our model, our raw model, and we create a textured model. And then from that textured model, we create an entity that will hold a reference to the textured model and position X rotation, Y rotation, Z rotation, which is pitch, yaw, roll. And the last one is scale. That's scale. So no, that's actually, yeah, it's probably X, Y, Z on an entity. On the camera, it's pitch, roll. Yeah. That's rotation X. Rotation Y. May as well put these things in. Position, yeah, position. Now you're wondering, why have I gone to all of this trouble over input, and why did I bring it up today and just show you where the bits and pieces were to be able to get a copy of the input? Well, you'll get a copy of the input now from GitHub anyway, because it's now inside here as well. That's rotation Z. I may as well put these in. And in case people don't know, that is scale, where 1.0 f equals 100%. That's the way I look at it. So really I should have put 0, 0, but I don't. Over here it's just naming conventions. This is pitch. This is yaw. We take the naming conventions from aircraft, and that will be roll. I'll show you how to think about these. Pitch is, that's the X axis. I'm putting this in because it is really hard to get your head around at first. Well, that's the way I look at it. It might not be for you. You lot might be real lucky. Mind you, you're probably younger than me, so yeah, I suppose you lot are lucky. And I'll call this Z-axis. Right, so on the X-axis, if you rotate around the X-axis on a camera, you are tilting it forwards. In other words, moving its pitch up and down like you would do an aircraft. An aircraft's nose, if rotated around the X-axis of the aircraft, remember, of the item, its pitch, its nose, would go up or down, and that's called pitch. On the Y-axis, which is straight up from the aircraft, if you rotate around that axis, the aircraft's nose will rotate to the left or right, and it's called yaw. Why is it not called rotation? I don't know. I suppose it could be. You could call it rotation X, Y, Z if you want, but it is the correct names are pitch, yaw, and roll. And roll is the Z-axis, so if you're looking straight down the nose and you rotate, you will roll an aircraft. And everybody knows what an aircraft rolling looks like. And that's the easiest way to explain it. I'm not sure that we shouldn't have said that there with the entity. Well, no, because it's more difficult, because the entity we are looking at, this is the opposite of that. I'll show you. I'll show you, because it comes in the maths. It's easy to show you in the maths. We have a model view, which is for your model, and we have the view matrix, which is for your camera. So your model matrix goes through in this order. We do the translation, in other words, we set its position, and then we rotate it. And then we do the scaling. For a camera, we do it in reverse, but we only have the rotates, so we would do scaling, rotation, and then position. And the position is at minus. It's opposite as well. So, yeah. Dear, I don't know. So whatever position it is, we have to get its minus position. Oh, it's just mind-boggling. Mind-boggling what goes on. Ah, well, not to worry. That's everything there. We've just added move camera. We gave it a speed. Bit of game logic, is it? Suppose. Don't know. Move it down 1 there so it doesn't look as though it is part of game logic, I suppose. We prepare, we move the camera, and then we render. That's correct. On this we increase the rotation. This is a test. Just increasing the rotation to make sure it happens. We are going at minus 0.1 degree. Well, actually 0.10015 degrees per render. Yeah, per render. Per 60th or 1/80th or 1/70th, depending on the FPS of a second. And it doesn't look too bad at the moment, but this is all wrong. See? Nasty numbers. Nasty numbers. We don't like numbers like this. We don't like numbers like this. This is all testing out stuff. So now we do have the full effect from everything with our input added of okay, doesn't always work. Why doesn't it always work? Don't know. It's something to do with the way our figures are being created. It's hard to track it down, spot it, and find out if there is a better way of doing something. I think there is, and I think it's to do with the way that I am, and the reason why I've kept those matrix, these two separate. Where are they? These create model matrix and view matrix separate is because I think the problem is with one of these two. Probably the model matrix here. And it's not a problem with the way it looks. But I didn't even check that. Is that rotation in degrees? It looks like it is, but it might not be. And that's coming under Q matrix 4x4. Model matrix rotate. Oh, okay. There goes Muppet. So yeah, if I copy that, let's load up Qt. Or Qt Assistant, depending on which one you want to use. There it is. Let's put that in there. Here we go. So here's our Q matrix 4x4. And we are doing a rotation. So it just says float angle. Yes, but is it radians or degrees? Most libraries say radians. Angle degrees. I was right. This one doesn't. So it's not that. I was hoping it was that. It might be because I don't have a graphics card attached to this machine. That's what it could be. I can't verify it, but if anybody comes up with that same bug, let me know. I need to know if it's not just me. Or I could test this on Windows. That might be a good idea. I've got a graphics card on Windows. I don't have on Linux. This is Oracle. It's a virtual Oracle VM Virtual Box Manager. So my Linux is here and it's running. So I'm not actually sure whether it's just the virtual machine that can't cope with what I'm doing, which I know it shouldn't be able to cope with what I'm doing, but I'm doing OpenGL without a graphics card. Yes, I know I am. And it's just a bit annoying. It works most of the time, just every now and again it won't show up. And it's like, why? And you can see the stuttering, but hey ho, the stuttering's because of disk access. I've tried to minimize it, couldn't get rid of it, but hey ho, what can you do? I know what I can do now. Here, I've got 10 alterations. We can change the lot, stage the changes. What have we changed? We have now added input. We have added input via the main window, which was called something. Our test window 3D. I've got to name it, otherwise I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Via test window 3D. Full stop. Used those inputs in Amber 3D. Because I don't know what it's going to be at the end of the day. Camera. I am going to have to put it as Amber 3D, aren't I? Otherwise, yeah. Okay, yeah, we are going to have to change it to Camera 3D. Amber 3D, sorry. No, I've got notes to it. I know where it is and I know why I've done it. Will I ever change it? Yeah. Alright. Never mind, let's put it on GitHub for you. There we go, that's GitHub. What comes next? Those two. Yeah, okay. Right, so if you're looking for that input code now, it's on GitHub. There we go. So I don't know how to get to GitHub from here. Oh, right, it's already here. Okay. Yeah, I can go through there. That's www.amberskies.org.uk. Again, if you have troubles accessing this site, please tell me, because it's on, this site is held on a little black box at the end of my desk here. It's not held on the internet. And now if we go down to Amberskies Qt, and we come in here, we see that nothing's happening here, so let's get off the master branch and onto development. And here's all the good stuff. Here we have our MMO. So here's our update input. So yeah, everything's looking good. I haven't updated those for over 21 days. You see this input I'll put in core. But then I'd have to merge core with 3D to be able to access it. But I can access it by trickery. But that's not what I want to do. I'm going to have to think about that. That's really harsh. Make sure that you've got resources for all of this. Textures. Yeah, change that. But sorry, I didn't know what I was doing at the time. I was just doing something stupid. Frag and vert have all been changed. I'm not using FSH and VSH anymore. We're using vert and frag. Reason being, you're gonna laugh, is Visual Studio Code. Yes, folks. If I open them with a vert or a frag now, I don't know if did I get something for this? Yeah, shader language support. Syntax highlight of shader language. And then it doesn't do anything because of the way I've saved them. And it's just like, oh, you people, don't be so nasty to me. But if I do like, there we go, it's coloured. It's got, that's all it's about. The reason I've changed the name is so that this colours it in properly. Wow. It's to make it easy for me to see things that are wrong. And if anybody doesn't like this way I'm typing things out with the operation first, parameters second, on separate lines, let me know. If it makes it hard for you to read, it makes it very easy for me to read, because I know that that block with that line between it, from there to there with the line, is one bit or one line of code or one instruction, and that's what that instruction contains. And that makes more sense to me because I can then look at the first part and then look at the parameters that we are sending to this. In this case, we're creating a vec4 from a position and the number 1, or a homogeneous coordinate. But look that up, please. I will explain it sometime, because we are now getting to it, and in fact we are nearly at it, because we're about I'm about to do, well, the next things I'm going to do on Amber 3D is the rotation, and at that point everything will go wrong because of the homogeneous coordinate, and I've got to take that into consideration. I don't know if my brain can do 4D maths. It usually can, but I'm not sure at the moment. I will try my best. What are we going to be doing on our next screen? Probably that, actually. It's going to take me ages and ages and ages to prepare some code for that. So that means we are lagging then behind on what we're really doing, or supposed to be doing, which is our other bits. These aren't doing anything still, are they? No, they are not doing anything. Do I delete them? Because I'm using data now. And that one's going to go into startup, I think. I don't think these two are going to be used anymore. That's interesting. So we could rename that to something more useful. Oh dear. Like OpenGL screen. A function key 3. I think its name's now outlived its use. I'm not doing that today. I'm not doing anything else today. I just wanted to show you the input and output. Any questions coming through on the stream from people on looking in? No? Okay. That's fine. I don't mind. Hopefully this will start picking up if anybody gets interested in it, but I do need to do a lot of rearranging and reordering. I have been through every single file. That's what I was doing yesterday. Going through literally every single file and starting to get everything written in the same way. And then I put that in. And I haven't done that. And kept it separate. Never mind. But I haven't started putting a lot of the... Well, I am starting to note it up. But even at the moment, I have not spent much time on notation. I've just been trying to get everything... See, that's a classic there. That goes there. I've put the 0.1. So it's not even doing 100%, it's doing 10% rotation. Don't know what speed that's going at. Let's have a look. Entities, textured entity, increase rotation. Oh, it's a delta. So it's an addition. Yeah. So because I had to look it up, I'm going to leave myself a reminder. Here. Delta around Z axis. Minus is clockwise. So negative equals clockwise. And positive equals counterclockwise, which is OpenGL's convention, not mine. Was not my choice. Delta around x-axis. I'm going to do one, do the rest. And that's delta around the that's the x-axis. Done it again. There we go. This should be on the right hand side. That's about the right hand side, yeah. It should stick out. There we go. That'll do. So that sticks out. Got no notations up here. Oh, we have. Okay. Didn't know that we had. That about right? Oh, yeah, doesn't matter. I'll do that. It needs to be other side. Only code to the left. Explanations to the right. There we go. Anything else on here that I've been messing around with? Oh, those were just to help me out. Remember which one's which, where, why, when, and how when I was trying to do my indices. Ah dear. Now everything else looks okay. The only other thing I don't like is these. I prefer null pointers. There. Prefer initializing to a null pointer before I actually make something. But I can't see the problem at the moment, so I don't think there's going to be a problem at the moment. Right, that's okay. Yep, that's looking right. Alrighty, that's that done. Header's all been done, yep. So that's what I've been doing, is trying to update these files to make them more readable. So if you see minor update, that's what I've been up to. plus click go. There we go. And you'll probably see me doing that during the days as well. If you're following the GitHub code, that's fine. Yeah, I think we've done all right there. I think we're okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sign off for today. I've got a lot of stuff that I've got to do in real life, unfortunately, which is taking way too much time due to the position that we're in these days with the virus and everything. Shopping is nigh and impossible for me. Visiting even my other half is nearly impossible for me. So, well, yeah, it's all going wonderful. Yay is us. So, I will be back with some more programming as soon as I can. At the moment, it's going to be sporadic. I am not getting much done, as you can see. It's unfortunate, but I'll try and talk my way through what I am able to get through as we get there, and we'll do some live stream coding as well if we can very soon. I'm hoping to get, I want some live stream coding, especially on that data. I really want to get that data going, but I seem to be getting myself bogged down each day doing a bit more of this rendering and not knowing if it's working fully. So please test it out, let me know. And in the meantime, you people, do what viewers do. Like, tick, subscribe, go to the pub, have a drink, whatever. Do what viewers do. And, but, whilst you're doing it, have fun.